Hello again everyone, Box Salesman here with the Frozen Orb Wizard again. I'm doing a Torment 4 run this video just because many people are claiming that the wizard got nerfed and is now very bad, but that's completely not true. The wizard is still amazing and Frozen Orb is still very viable. I'm gonna do a Torment 4 run just because that's more efficient than a Torment 5 or a Torment 6 run, but I can actually do Torment 5 runs without dying and Torment 6 runs without dying most of the time, maybe like once every rift, but Torment 6 isn't supposed to be easy, so... But I don't want to have you sit through like a 20-minute video of me doing Torment 6, so let's skip that and do Torment 4 instead. But you can just see how Torment 4 goes and how comfortably it goes. It's like goes really easy for Torment 4. Of course you won't be able to do Torment 4 the moment you hit 70, that's just logical, not a single class can do this. But if you can do Torment 4 without ever really risking dying and still getting decent DPS, then that means the class is not weak and is certainly not over-nerfed. Oh, Channeling Pylon. Channeling Pylon doesn't do that much for a Frozen Orb Wizard because we only have one cooldown, but it's still useful to have, I guess. So we can just spam Arcane Orbs. Oh, a chest. Always loot chests now in Rift. The amount of legendaries I've gotten from chests is amazing. And the density doesn't appear to be this good in here. Yeah, as you saw, that was a white pack that got one shot on Torment 4. But we need to find some elite packs, right? That's what you guys want to see. Obviously. Keep in mind the duration of a rift is greatly influenced by the density of the rift. I've had Torment 4 rifts that took about 6 minutes. I've had Torment 4 rifts that took up to 20 minutes. It's really, sometimes the maps just troll you. This first map seems about bad, but to average, not really bad. But not great either. And one of the big things to do is try to keep stuff bunched up with your black hole, like here. And then you can just area damage all of them down. The density is getting a little bit better though. It seemed very bad at the start, but now it's not that bad actually. And also try to hit your black hole on big groups of monsters for the cold bonus, of course. On lower torments it doesn't do that much, but on Torment 4 you want to have the bonus stacked pretty high. And as you maybe notice, I don't think my health ever dropped under max health so far. Power Pylon... But I'm just not gonna take it. You guys don't care about my DPS while I'm using a Power Pylon. Everybody knows that's very strong, so... Let's try and do the rift with as few RNG as possible.
If only they could see me now.
I'm just trying to find... Oh, there's a blue pack. I'm just gonna black hole them. And now spam Frozen Orbs on top of their heads. And see, that's a Torment 4 elite pack. So yeah guys, nerfed. Okay, we are nerfed a little bit, but come on, let's not overreact here. But where the hell is this place though? I feel like I'm going in a circle right now. The one thing the build is a bit slow at is the Rift boss. I'm pretty sure there's quite a few more efficient builds for the Rift boss, but still, it's not that slow though. Probably takes like a minute on Torment 4, which is a bit slow, yeah, that's true. Where is this place? Yeah, I'm totally going back in a circle now. Well, it's most likely gonna be to the right here then. Let's run back. Ooh, Resplendent chest. These are also really nice to open now in the patch. I've seen quite a few friends get legendaries from them. I haven't got any legendaries from them myself, but from what I hear from other people they are pretty good. And I haven't opened that many anyway, so... And since the Rift legendary update, I've probably in 3 days gotten like over 10 legendaries from chests already. The chests are really amazing to open now in Rift. That's the normal chests I'm talking about. And the Resplendents are of course also amazing, but they're just very rare. Sometimes you have maps that are filled with normal chests. And this game is trolling me, it's not here either. Then it's probably there in the middle somewhere. Because that's the only place left. And here's a normal chest. Okay, last place I check, of course. Come on, please not the pandemonium. Is this the... No! Game, please. This is the one rift nobody likes. At least there's a few chests here, so that's nice. Let's just try and find the next level real quickly here. Because this map never ever has any good density of mobs. As you can see now, I've been inside here a while now and I've barely come across any mobs. Oh, a rare pack finally. See, reflect damage, it's barely hurting us. I can even stand in these electrocute things, and the build is really tanky now also with the right items. I'm using some of the new crafted set pieces, by the way. They're really strong and now they're actually cheap to make because the gem cost got reduced by a lot. There's a chest there, but I'm not gonna run all the way there. Yeah, I can just kind of like run through mobs and then DPS the ones behind me, and I don't really have to kite that much anymore in Torment 4. So in Torment 5 you just kite a little bit more, and in Torment 6 you kite even more, and you try to avoid everything. But the build can handle higher torments now. Okay. And now we're in this place. 57% only. Let's hope it speeds up a little bit, because the last rift was just terrible. I think I didn't even get 10% there. Oh, those scorpion thingies are pretty good. I wish I had some more elites to show you guys though. And the next one already. Yeah, the maps are trolling me a little bit. There's lots of walking around and not a lot of killing. But oh well, you guys see this for yourself. You probably know this could be faster if I had some better maps. Oh yay, the first 3 ads of the map. And as you notice, my resource is pretty easy to manage. You just need to change your gear priorities a little bit, that's all. And at the end of the video I'll be explaining all the new gear priorities. Empowered Shrine. Again, I'm not gonna take it because I still use Gloves of Worship, and 10-minute Empowered Shrine is still very strong. So yeah, I'm deliberately nerfing my own time, clear time, but still. Nobody's interested in seeing a vid of people using power pylons and empowered shrines for 10 minutes. People want to see a rift where you just do it without any luck and still be able to do it very efficiently. Well, I'm telling what people seem to like, but I guess you guys should decide for yourself. So if you do want to see me taking empowered shrines or power shrines or whatever next time I do these rifts, just tell me in the comments. Because I don't think it's really a good way of showing the build. There was a channeling pylon there. It doesn't do that much for the build again. %, we're getting closer to the rift boss. Also, I've been farming Torment 4 and Torment 5 rifts and check my reflective pool, still at 10 stacks, so that means I haven't died in quite a while. So it's not only decent DPS, once you start getting the really good gear, you actually don't die anymore. Unless you do stupid stuff, of course. I won't claim this, you won't die with this gear, because people somehow manage to always stand in stuff and die anyway. more chests. Man, I really wish these rifts were a little bit more packed and some more elites, because now you haven't seen that much. I guess you saw 2 elite packs and they both went down really fast. Oh, I'm also trying to not use my black hole on smaller white packs, because if an elite shows up, you want to black hole the elite pack, because it actually works on them. And it's quite nice crowd control and actually some damage boost also. Is this gonna be a next level, or is this gonna be the last one? Let's see. Oh, there's still a next one. And again Act 2. Seems to all be Act 2 and Act 5 today. And again, no mobs, of course. This game, already in the 6th rift. Oh, a blue pack actually. That's something that we like to see though. And again, they're down. And another. See, now I'm stuck in a waller and they have like frozen pulse and wormhole and whatever. And as you can see, my health isn't even dropping. See, that was a freezing pulse that hit me 2 times. It's really amazing now. And this one is dead also. The main reason I'm so tanky is also reduced damage from elites. It's an affix people really undervalue, because the only things that really do damage on you are elites, so taking reduced damage from elites is a really good way to get more tanky. And now here's the rift boss. This is always the longest part of the rift, because the build is optimized for AoE damage, and single target damage isn't amazing, but it's still good. You can see him dropping like 20 million every second or something. But they do have a lot of health. When you're shooting your frozen orbs, try to keep him at a small distance, but not too big of a distance, because the radius nerfs means you have to actually aim your frozen orbs a little bit better now. See, about this distance. Well, now it's too far. Of course, this guy is jumping, so it's harder to see. On the rift bosses, try and keep your health globes a little bit for the moments when you actually need them. Don't start picking them up just because there's a health globe. As you can see, I'm saving mine. It's just a little thing I'm used to. I don't really need it on Torment 4, but on Torment 5 and 6 you want to try and save them a little bit. Don't pick them when you don't need them. And Cormac, really nice, the Templar. Oh, see, here I can use a health globe. And you saw Cormac there, he just healed me when I needed it. He's an amazing guy. And the rift is almost done, and then I'll quickly go to town and show you my gear. And tell you why I'm taking certain things. I think my gear is at a really good spot now, and I don't really need to replace many things to make it even better, so... This should probably be the kind of gear you're aiming for to get now. Okay, let's go show it then. First, a little skill change though, compared to the build that I lately posted, well, like over a week ago by now. We used to use Cold-Blooded, and I said it was almost mandatory, but the thing is, if you use Elemental Exposure, every time you do cold damage, you increase your damage by 5% on the target, which is half of the Cold-Blooded one. But if you have any kind of weapon damage on your weapon, that's, well, not any kind, it's here, lightning, arcane or fire damage on your weapon, then you will instantly do 10% extra damage on the targets. And if you still use Electrocute, that will also give you get you up to 10%. And if the familiar hits it with fire damage, you will even get up to 15%. So basically, Elemental Exposure just replaced Cold-Blooded because of the nerfs to the chill duration. So, and it's actually even better anyway when you have lightning, fire, or arcane damage on your weapon. Okay, for the rest, it's still all the same. If you want to see more on that, just go to my old build video. And here's the new updated gear. First, this helm is still amazing, and you really want it now that the arcane power costs have been... the recovery of arcane power has been nerfed, both from Electrocute and from using a Mirror Ball Glacial Spike. They have both been nerfed. So you really want this helm. it says your resource costs are reduced after not taking damage, but taking damage on your shield from dominance doesn't actually count as taking damage. You have to take damage on your life to lose the effect. So because of dominance, we have a very nice uptime on this effect. Then we try and get some resource cost reduction. Shoulder is a really good place to get it, just because there's not that much important stuff that can roll on the shoulder. Just try to not get it in the important places. Like, don't get it on a weapon and stuff. You want the damage from your weapon. But yeah, on the non-important places, get some resource cost reduction. Here I'm using Oak Hills. This is an amazing set. I really suggest everybody to use it. See, here's the armor, the shoulder, and here's the armor from Oak Hills. And both of them rolled pretty well. You just farm the crafting mats until you have 3 well-rolled stat, and then you reforge the other one. And as you can see here, reduces damage from range and melee attacks by 7%. That adds a lot of toughness. And then the 3 set is amazing. Reduces damage from elites by 15% and increases damage against elites by 15%. I honestly don't think there's a single more powerful 2-set combo in the game at the moment. Well, 2-set. It's actually 3-set, but with Ring of Royal Grandeur you get it for 2. Just look at my toughness when I take off the chest. Just look, one item going away. Bam. That's what happens to the toughness. It's just so important. And then I use another 2-set bonus, Captain Crimson's. This one is less important but still pretty useful because of the 10% resource cost. And the items are pretty good anyway. Like, there's not that many good legs and boots legendaries. For the legs, there's basically box folds add a little nice effect. And that's it really, because the ones where you move, everything does more damage. That doesn't really work that well for a wizard, because the time you're casting it, you're always standing still. So it doesn't work that well. And Captain Crimson's really has some nice stats. The cooldown isn't that important, but it does something for your black hole. And the resource cost is amazing. Live regen is actually something useful to have also. Now in this patch, live regen is not bad. And resist all to get even more tanky. So that's the 4-set bonus. I really suggest everybody to use at the moment. Almost on any character even. This 4-set combo is really, really strong. Then the amulet is just a pure damage amulet at the moment, just because I haven't found better, but at doing damage, it's probably one of the best amulets. But I would rather have maybe one with intelligence and armor, or intelligence and vitality, and then crit damage and crit chance. Or one of those amulets that like make you immune to arcane damage, poison damage, cold damage. One of those would probably be better. Then we use the Gloves of Worship. I still think these are the best gloves, even though the bug has finally been fixed, so they don't last 1 hour anymore. But I'm still pretty much convinced every time you take an Empowered Shrine for 10 minutes or Frenzied Shrine, you become pretty damn powerful. Then there's the Warzechian Arm Guards. Be sure to roll cold damage on these guys. They can roll up to 20%. And every time you destroy an object, you gain 20% movement speed. And it's really nice because your Frozen Orb still has a pretty decent radius and destroys a lot of wreckables. Then we use this belt instead of Witching Hour, because every time you open a chest, you double your damage basically. And even more than double if you roll it better. And actually, you think chests, you don't get that many chests, but corpses count, loose tiles count, even weapon racks and armor racks, they all count. As far as I know, all the lootables that aren't breakables, so the ones you just click on and don't destroy, I'm pretty sure it works on all of those. Then Stone of Jordan, this is probably the single or the second most important ring, depending on how you look at it. Cold skill damage, increased damage against elites. Those are 2 really big DPS number inflators. They won't show you on the tooltip DPS, but... Oh, I should probably put on my buffs. They won't show you on the tooltip DPS, but still, it will make you do much more damage. Then the Ring of Royal Grandeur. I'd probably want Vitality or Armor or something instead of the attack speed, or plus damage instead of the attack speed, but... This one is pretty good for damage also. Again, I try to still avoid attack speed because, especially with the arcane power generators being nerfed, and we now depend a lot on the passive regeneration on arcane power because Prodigy with Electrocute is nerfed very hard actually, and Magic Missile Glacial Spike, it used to proc 3 times the arcane power on crit on every magic missile, but now it only procs on 1 missile, so the arcane power generation has been nerfed a bit. And that's why we just adjust really. Try to not stack attack speed at all. It's of course not a bad roll. It won't nerf your damage. It will always boost your damage, but just less than it says on the tooltip. So don't believe your tooltip when it comes to attack speed. Then there's the weapon. Thunder Fury is still amazing for this build. And the other two really nice options are Azure Wrath. Actually, a really good Azure Wrath might even compete with a Thunder Fury because the chance to freeze is amazing. It really works well also when you combine it with Glacial Spikes, and you can sometimes freeze log bosses with it. But still, Thunder Fury is better damage than Azure Wrath in my opinion, and better for AoEing. But Azure Wrath is probably better for single target fights. Most likely, actually. Then we use the Mirror Ball, which I showed a little bit before. Still the best item, even though the extra missiles can't proc anymore, but they just increase your single target damage by a lot, because big targets get hit by all 3 attacks. And single target is the thing we're lacking, and this is a really nice way to get it. So that's all my gear pieces now. I think I went over all of them. Yep. Oh yeah, just one thing again. Also try and get the full movement speed from here, because I don't think getting movement speed on gear is actually worth it. Because all you do by getting 12% movement speed is you get 120 extra intelligence. Because see, if you take out 12% movement speed here, you will have exactly enough points to get 120 intelligence extra. And I don't think sacrificing a primary roll just for 120 intelligence is really worth it. But I'm holding shift, by the way, to allocate more than 1 point at the same time. And then in offhand, we still go the same: crit hit chance, crit damage. And well, as a third one, I would take attack speed anyway, just because cooldown reduction is terrible. In defense, I changed it up a bit. I used to take life regeneration as the second one, but now I went for armor, just because Captain Crimson set and the Templar combined are giving me more than enough life regen. And because of playing a shielding build, I don't really often go below max, under max life anyway. And armor actually benefits your shields, because it makes your shields take longer to disappear, which in turn make your helm effect stay on longer, and just makes you overall tankier. Life is really not suggested for this, because we do use shields. We want to keep up the shields to keep the helm working. Don't take life, to be honest. It's my last priority here. Then in utility, still area damage. Amazing, amazing, amazing stats. It's very strong. And resource cost reduction as a second one now. I would always take it over life on hit now, because again of the nerfed arcane power generation. Well, this has been a longer vid than I wanted it to be, but I hope you are informed some more. And well, the wizard is nerfed, guys. Bye.